is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. In the dark on the Grand Lucayan, what at the Grand Bahama Resort? The Andros plane wreckage sent to the U.S. as the probe continues. And a $5.9 million marijuana bust. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, July 28th. 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we are talking with Project Sure as the school year is about to get underway. And later, our monthly Orange Economy series, we're talking about talent, the talent agency, and opportunities for entertainers out there. That's all straight ahead this morning. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the wreckage of the Cessna C-402C aircraft that crashed in San Andros on July 10th has been recovered from the accident site and it's been shipped to the United States. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority confirming this Monday. 9 people, including the pilot, Franklin Cambridge, were killed on impact. And 1 passenger, Marcara Roll, died not long after he was pulled from bushes. The AAIA said the recovered airplane components, including both engines, will be transported within the coming days to a secure examination facility in Jacksonville, Florida, where detailed technical examinations and analyses will be undertaken, as well as to the engine manufacturer's facilities in Mobile, Alabama. As months go by without any updates on the progress of the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayan Resort, Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President Ralph Hepburn lamenting that key stakeholders have been left in the dark on the matter. He's calling for information on the status of the project. In April, weeks before the general election, Concord Wilshire, the U.S.-based developer for the Grand Lucayan, announced that it entered into an agreement with CTL Marine, a subsidiary of MSC Cruises, to advance the project. The update followed months of silence on the property, which has been a persistent challenge for consecutive administrations. There's been no update since April. Citing concerns over the need to keep the resort open and protect jobs, the Minutes administration acquired the Grand Lucayan in 2018 with plans to sell it off quickly. The Davis administration signing last May for the $120 million sale of the property to Concord Wilshire was the third publicly announced deal for the resort, with others, one involving Royal Caribbean and ITM Group, and the other, with Electra America Hospitality Limited, having fallen through. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force and the U.S. Coast Guard seizing a Bahamian-registered vessel and recovering 97 bales of suspected hydroponic marijuana that weighed 2,318 pounds with an estimated street value of $5,975,000. 3 Bahamian men, ages 35, 46, and 55, were on board that 35-foot go-fast vessel. They've been arrested. Defense Force Staff Intelligence Captain Derek Ferguson said yesterday that the seizure was a 2-day operation. Meanwhile, police, Defense Force, and U.S. agents intercepted a sail of the Exumas with 54 Haitian migrants, 2 bales of marijuana, and 10 kilos of cocaine. Defense Force saying that this happened Sunday. The United States provided updated intelligence regarding a vessel suspected of transporting migrants and illegal drugs near Ship Channel Key and Beacon Key. Defense Force says it dispatched the HMBS Madeira along with U.S. air assets and personnel from the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park to search the area. Around 6:40 a.m. on Monday, the team found the vessel near Norman's Key and Wax Key. Officers boarded the vessel and found 54 migrants, including 47 men, 6 women, and a 3-year-old girl. They also found 2 bales of suspected marijuana and 10 bricks of suspected cocaine. The migrants and drugs taken to the Coral Harbor base here in Providence. A man is facing a murder charge in relation to a fatal shooting on Father Calden Road. Prosecutors allege that Navarro Johnson is responsible for the July 15th murder of Dwight Benjamin. The 25-year-old Johnson of Wilson Track was not required to enter a plea to the charge when he appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. He was denied bail, and the matter has been adjourned to December 4th for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Sergeant Sherkel Forbes was the prosecutor. A man accused of violating the terms of his bail by skipping 115 police station sign-ins and disregarding his curfew remains behind bars as prosecutors appeal a magistrate's decision to grant him bail again. Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Serville on Friday granted 24-year-old Antonio Paul $9,000 bail after he pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of violation of bail. Prosecutors allege that while on bail for armed robbery, Paul missed multiple court-ordered check-ins at the Elizabeth Estates police station and failed to keep his curfew between January 2nd and July 19th. Paul's lawyer, Bjorn Ferguson, told the magistrate that his client was religiously reporting to the Central Police Station for a pending murder case. He said Paul mistakenly believed that those sign-ins covered the terms of his armed robbery bail. Ferguson argued that Paul was entitled to bail as he was presumed innocent, while the prosecutor, Inspector Timothy Bain, said that he should be remanded as he had admittedly not complied with the terms of his bail. Serville ordered Paul outfitted with an ankle bracelet and required him to check into the Elizabeth Estates police station 3 times a week and keep curfew. And a man is facing a 14-day prison sentence after he admitted to stealing 10 land crabs. Robert Colley could avoid the 2-week stay in the slammer by paying Carla Culmer $140, the value of the crabs. Colley telling Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Sr., Jr., I believe that is, that he did landscaping for Culmer and that he showed him $120, that she owed him $120 for cleaning her yard. He alleged that he went to her home on Tyler Street in Chippenham to collect his money, but she wasn't home. Colley said that his wife was upset because there was no food at home and no money to buy any without his pay, so he took the crabs which were on the porch. Overseas, France Authorities there are ordering nearly 4,000 people evacuated today from tourist sites on France's Atlantic coast as returning heat threatened firefighters' fragile hold on a vast wildfire west of Bordeaux. The order underscoring a wildfire emergency of exceptional scale across southwestern Europe. Fires in France and Spain have forced roughly 330,000 people to evacuate. Spain is bracing for its fourth heat wave of the summer, with several blazes still out of control, including its largest on record. Firefighters holding the French blaze in check through a calm night, bringing flare-ups near coastal dunes under control and keeping burned areas unchanged at 162 square miles. Authorities describing one of the fires as stable, meaning it could still spread again as temperatures rise and humidity falls. An earthquake registering a magnitude of 7.1 shook Kumamoto on Japan's southern main island of Kyushu late this afternoon in Japan, causing damage and injuries. A tsunami advisory was temporarily issued but was lifted within 2 hours. Japan's meteorological agency saying that the tsunami advisory covered the nearby Ariake and Yatsushiro seas on the western coast of Kumamoto, Nagasaki, Fukuoka, and Saga, those prefectures about 560 miles southwest of Tokyo. The U.S. Geological Survey initially said the quake had a magnitude of 7.1, but revised it to 6.8. Japan's Prime Minister, in a message posted on X, formerly Twitter, said her government has set up a task force to gather information, assess possible damage, and prepare for rescue operations if needed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump today is the first since the two leaders launched a joint war against Iran, and a chance for Netanyahu to smooth out strains in their relationship. The meeting comes as both face growing pressures at home. Netanyahu is up for re-election and is embattled in part because of his deteriorating relationship with Trump. Trump is under pressure to end an unpopular war that has wreaked havoc on the economy and driven prices higher ahead of midterm elections this November. The two leaders also plan to discuss the framework agreement the U.S. and Israel signed with Lebanon over the Israeli-Hezbollah war and the expansion of the Abraham Accords, according to a White House official. And cross-border fighting between Pakistan and Afghanistan has killed nearly 500 civilians in Afghanistan and wounded over 1,000 others between October and the end of June. That's according to the United Nations. In a report on the human rights situation, the UN Assistance Mission in Afghanistan said it had documented 499 civilians killed and 1,216 wounded by the fighting between the neighbors that has defied international peace efforts. In one case, the report says civilians trying to rescue others from the rubble of an airstrike were hit by a second one. The report also explores other human rights issues, including a deadly crackdown on protests in western Afghanistan over restrictions on women's clothing and decrees that essentially legalize child marriage.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, athletics, boxing, and swimming taking center stage for Team Bahamas at the 2026 Commonwealth Games, continuing in Glasgow, Scotland. In athletics, Donald Thomas in action in the men's high jump. Thomas, who is now 42 and 19 years removed from a world title, finished sixth in a clearance of 2.10 meters. Thomas is a five-time competitor at the Commonwealth Games, winning gold in 2010 in New Delhi. finishing fourth on 3 other occasions. He's a 10-time national champion and has won at just about every major championship on the senior level, with the exception of the Olympics. Kara Hanna just missing out on an historic medal, finishing fourth in the women's 78-kilogram class in judo at the 25th CAC Games in the Dominican Republic, and lost the bronze medal match by way of ippon to hometown favorite Mora Murillo. 2:54 into the match inside the judo pavilion in Santo Domingo. Hanna suffered 3 shidos in the match. And a total of 3 champions emerged after more than 20 matches in the Bahamas Amateur Wrestling Federation's Beach Wrestling Bash. Round-robin event was held at Junkanoo Beach, July 25th, with competitors possessing various levels of expertise. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a severe weather warning and watch in effect now for the next few minutes up until about 7:40. The severe thunderstorm warning in effect for North Eleuthera and South and Central Abaco. And a severe weather watch remains in effect for the entire northern and northwest Bahamas. Some of these showers and thunderstorms expected today could be locally heavy and strong to severe at times, with thunderstorms causing strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, possible hail, waterspout, and or tornadic activity. Localized flooding is also possible during these storms. Again, that's in effect till 7:40. We'll update you to let you know that's been extended. But we've been under a severe weather watch for a couple of days now, the northern half of the country. That's expected to continue today. And a dust advisory is in effect for the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands as Saharan dust moves into that part of the country. So for today, troughing extending from a stalled frontal boundary off the coast of central Florida, combined with streaming tropical moisture, continues to produce periods of unsettled weather over the northern and northwest Bahamas. And high-pressure ridging and that Saharan dust will continue to limit shower activity for the southern half of the country, producing hazy skies for the central and southeastern Bahamas. So there's a marginal to moderate risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas today, mainly for the northern and northwest Bahamas, of course, especially during heavy and prolonged rainfall events. So the forecast, the northern half of the country, looking at partly cloudy conditions today. A 40 to 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms for the northernmost islands, 30 to 40% chance for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence. For the central and southeast Bahamas, a different story, partly sunny and a bit hazy, becoming fair at night. Only about a 10 to 20% chance of isolated showers. For boaters in the northern half of the country, winds southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots, becoming gusty at times for the northernmost islands. South to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times for the rest of the northwestern Bahamas. For the central and southeast Bahamas, south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times by this afternoon for the central islands, and southerly at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times by tonight for the southeastern islands. Highs for most areas today getting up to around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. The extreme northern islands could see highs closer to 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, and that heat index will make it feel like it's 106 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 80, 81 Fahrenheit, 26, 27 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
At RBC, we think it's your ideas that build a life. And sometimes to keep an idea moving forward, you need a little help. That's why RBC, there are no upfront bank fees. And with up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay, and competitive rates and terms, there's never been a better time to start the conversation. Let's talk loans. Visit rbc.com/loans today. Getting there happens here. Conditions apply, subject to normal lending criteria.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, Air, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Can you see me? I might be bruised, frequently absent, depressed, and even distracted. Can you see me? I might be branded with tattoos, over-sexualized, and controlled by a person that is older than me. Can you see me? I might always have a bodyguard, fearful, and never have access to my identification card. Can you see me? I might always sound scripted or rehearsed, and I wrote this verse so that you would be able to see me. If you think someone is a victim of trafficking in persons, call police emergency contact at 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-8477. This message is being brought to you by the Ministry of National Security.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also in your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can send to 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. We're also on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram as well. And don't forget the text line. Great supply, powered by BTC. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, DeQuessa Dean.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good morning, DeQuessa. Good to see you, as always.
Good to be here.
Hope you're doing well on this final Tuesday of
Can
July.
you believe that?
It's crazy
Get
stuff.
out of here.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
You better believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time just flew.
It's over.
Yeah, time flew this year. Wow.
Did you enjoy 2026?
It had its ups. It had its ups.
We still have a little ways to go. But
Yeah.
It's been quite a year.
It's amazing because, when I was 16, I couldn't wait to be an adult. Mm-hmm. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, time, where are you going? Like, I'm like one of the mature people in the family now.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, what? How did this happen?
I'm not going to claim that one. But okay.
How did this happen?
Yeah, that's just how it is.
I was just 16 yesterday. Wow.
I would never want to be a teenager, though, but that's fine. so that's fine. But hey, thank God we're here, right?
Yes, thank you.
So that's good stuff. All right, we've got a lot to talk about this morning. We are going to be talking about Project Sure. We're going to get some details about that great program coming up in our 8 o'clock hour. And then in our 9 o'clock business hour, our monthly Orange Economy series, as we talk about the work of talent agents and opportunities for entertainers out there. And a whole lot more. That's coming up. But right now, let's get into what else is in the news. So in the overnight, we were telling you that there's a severe weather watch and thunderstorm warning for the Eleuthera and the Abacos, and a weather watch for the entire northern half of the country. And you see it; the streets are wet, some flooded even. Yeah. But I was talking about this yesterday. Ricardo was on with us yesterday. It hasn't rained in my part of the island since late last week.
You didn't have any rain the other day when the island was flooded? Are you serious?
No.
Wow.
Thunder, dark clouds. So when I got near Oaksfield and saw this water, I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, wow.
It hasn't rained.
You need rain.
It's like,
you got to do a rain dance or something.
But this island can act like it's so big. I don't understand it.
And it's unbelievable because it was raining hard. Wow.
Anyway, all right. So quite a lot of interesting things in the paper today. Of course, yesterday, the funeral for James McPhee, the businessman who was murdered, allegedly by a person he's supposed to testify against in a trial that was set to start very soon.
Yeah. So sad.
Testify against a man who robbed him.
It's just sad.
A few years ago. So,
he's a victim in so many different ways.
Many ways. And his family, we know them and we pray for them and wish them all the best. But, many attending the funeral and decrying what has happened. What happened in this case specifically.
Yeah.
Just awful. Just awful. So, former politicians attended as well and spoke out about what happened here.
I mean, I know that people are presumed innocent. I mean, I don't know why we don't presume them guilty, but anyway. Do there are there other factors involved in granting dangerous people bail?
Yeah. I mean, well, dangerous is an interesting word, right? But everyone's, as you say, presumed innocent. And
Do we consider
if you are not deemed to be a flight risk,
only a flight risk?
primarily.
Because, as we can clearly see, there are other considerations. Are you going to be a danger to the person who might be testifying against you and their family?
Often you're warned to stay away from them.
Really? And the criminal mind is just going to take your warning.
So, as you know, the alleged perpetrator in this matter violated his bail conditions 81 times this year. We don't know about the other years because the incident that he was out on bail for happened in 10? Is that right?
A long time ago. And the trial was just... Was it 2010?
Yeah, well...
I don't know. I thought it was 2019.
19. It was another matter he had was 2010, right? Because he was out on... Released in 2019 for a matter in 2010. 2019, yes. So 81 times this year. So who knows about last year? And again, that was just January through July. 81 times.
So, like, this morning, when you talked about someone else
I'm going to get to that one. Yeah.
Is there not a system to track people who are on bail? Like, is there, like, okay, they're supposed to report in. Is there somebody tasked with the responsibility of making sure that whoever is listed to come in, is there even a roster of who's supposed to come in, when they're supposed to come in? And is there an employee or employees tasked with verifying that they have actually come in? Like, what's the point of having a system that doesn't have a system? Or is it just
I
my
mean,
mind?
it doesn't appear that there is, right? I can tell you for sure, but I'm sure whoever those sad individuals are, they are overwhelmed. I keep joking that it seems like at least a third, if not half, the country's out on bail. So this is a lot. But this story today, and now because after the 81 times we heard of somebody who had 66 times, right? This one. 115 times. But this is an interesting story. Once again, our TZ Davis writing about this. So a man accused of violating the terms of his bail by skipping 115 police station sign-ins and disregarding his curfew remains behind bars as prosecutors appeal a magistrate's decision to grant him bail again. So each word in this sentence is more disturbing than the word before it. It's like, this is the never-ending sentence. They might as well just said, after he gave everyone measles or something. You know, that'd be like, what? What more can he? Anyway, allegedly. But no, so he's accused of violating his bail conditions, skipping 115 police station signings. Disregarding curfew. He's back behind bars. Like, okay, well, that's good. As prosecutors appeal a magistrate's decision to grant him bail. Again.
Like,
wow. So, Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Seville on Friday granted 24-year-old Antonio Paul 24 $9,000 bail after he pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of violation of bail. Prosecutors allege that while on bail for armed robbery, Paul missed multiple court-ordered check-ins at the Elizabeth Estates police station and failed to keep his curfew between January 2nd and July 19th. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Paul's lawyer, Bjorn Ferguson, told the magistrate that his client was religiously reporting to the Central Police Station. Remember now, he was supposed to check in at Elizabeth Estates. But he was checking into the Central Police Station for a pending, how old was he again?
Another matter, 24.
For a pending murder case. He said Paul mistakenly believed that those sign-ins covered the terms of his armed robbery bail.
Murder and armed robbery.
So they had him go into one place for the murder and another place for the armed robbery.
Which is dysfunctional as far as I'm concerned.
So he's thinking just by going to the one, it would cover everything.
I mean, that's plausible.
It's a reasonable expectation.
But
and
it doesn't speak to breaking your curfew.
Well, let's get to that. Let's see if we get to that. So Ferguson argued that Paul was entitled to bail as he was presumed innocent, while the prosecutor, Inspector Timothy Bain, said that he should be remanded as he had admittedly not complied with the terms of his bail. So Seville ordered Paul outfitted with an ankle bracelet. Now, this is where I almost had a seizure because you're out on bail for murder and armed robbery.
Right.
2 different incidents.
Exactly.
And you're not on the ankle bracelet system?
Exactly.
And there are all kinds of people walking around here with ankle bracelets for God knows what. Little like you stole an apple. But you don't. So what are we doing?
Joking around.
Huh?
Obviously.
Is it a new ankle bracelet?
No. He says outfitted
Like a replacement one?
No, outfitted with.
Oh, boy. Man.
There's no interpretation.
Okay. So he's been ordered outfitted with the ankle bracelet and required to check in with the Elizabeth week and keep a curfew. So we're
Okay.
back to Elizabeth Estates.
Right. But does he still have to go to Central for the other one?
Well, the prosecutor gave the court notice of his intention to appeal the decision, suspending the court's order, and that was filed yesterday, the notice of appeal.
Wow.
So I want to get your opinion on this. So what should happen here? He was signing in, but at the station where he's supposed to sign in for his murder case.
Right.
Murder trumps armed robbery. No?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Does it though? Are they not almost equal?
Type of chess we play
Armed
here.
robbery?
I'm not sure.
No.
But
As far as I'm concerned, that's attempted murder.
so did he really violate his bail conditions?
Yes, he
do
did.
Yeah?
Yes.
And as you said, what about the curfew thing?
Right. What about they talking about? I mean, I could see that he could think that. Not that I believe he thought that, but he was responsible for understanding the conditions of his bail. He was responsible for knowing if you could allegedly murder someone, if you could allegedly have armed robbery, then you could know where you're supposed to go for which count.
Can you not ask the police, like, hey, do I still need to sign in at the other one for this?
Right, you could get clarity. I mean, I could understand that it's confusing to have to go to 2 places. Not that I believe you should be given any convenience, but it just doesn't make sense to have to go to 2 different places. But also, you broke your curfew. That alone should revoke your bail and put you back in
He was
multiple times.
busy trying to get to the police station side.
No,
Maybe
not
that's
not after his curfew, because I'm sure the curfew ain't 6 o'clock.
Oh, it could be.
So, well, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's hear from you. What do you make of this? And why is he just going on the ankle bracelet? Why?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have any.
And then how do they know he broke his curfew if he's not on the ankle bracelet?
I don't know. It's confusing.
Are we sure he wasn't on it?
Maybe the judge didn't know he was on it. Maybe the judge didn't know. Maybe his file wasn't updated to show that he was put on it before.
Something's wrong. Anyway, 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Thanks for taking my call.
Hi.
Perhaps we need to look a little more closely at the ankle bracelet. Number one, I don't think there's any GPS tracking in it. I don't think maybe there is tamper alerts if he fondles with it. I don't know what communications you can pick up from it as it relates to what
They
he's
can tell
saying.
where you are, and they can tell where you've been.
They can tell where you are, but then that's GPS. But then they should have known that he hasn't checked in. If they can tell where you are or where you've been.
Which speaks to whether someone is checking to see that those who should be checking in.
It goes a little bit deeper, because it has geofencing and data logging. Could we download the data from that ankle bracelet? What are we paying for with this bracelet? Is it just something that you wear and it doesn't communicate at all? Or what is it? So this brings a lot into question to you guys. I mean, 81 times, 66 times, now 115 times. No data logging. This is what you get when you just issue a contract to someone who perhaps don't know what the procedure should all involve, because you should have these 7 items included in the technology with the bracelet that these individuals are wearing. Do you agree or disagree?
A lot more can be done, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And as you say, there should be some alerts. Something's up, right?
Something.
Something needs to happen. It can't get this
Something.
far.
So we should get a refund from the company that's actually managing this.
Well, we need to get a better understanding of who's responsible for what.
But hasn't the persons who are doing this been changed to another company?
Yeah. So what's the role of the police? Are they the people who are supposed to be asked, noticing that, hey, this guy hasn't come here in months, right? Is it them? Is it the monitoring company? Who's doing what? Because monitoring is different from sending out alerts that I don't know. Actually, everybody needs to explain.
It does require an investigation.
Yes,
a really
without a
good
doubt.
investigation, eh?
Right.
Yeah, at least some people need to make themselves available to answer some serious questions. If our parliament was set up in that way, where you could be brought before a committee and answer these questions, right? Like, what's going on here?
There's an obvious disconnect. Because like you said, someone is monitoring where you are and what you're doing, but do they have the responsibility? They don't know when you're supposed to go. They don't know where you're supposed to check in, right?
If there's been a problem, I say, hey, can you tell where this person was back in May?
Right. That's what it seems like.
Right. It's not like, hey,
so there's another
I'm
system.
concerned. Mind your own business. What you talking about?
Right. That's only to show you where they
right.
are.
We don't pay you for that.
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
But they need to talk.
Wow.
Yeah. This is wild. Wild stuff. And again, all of this happening between January and July of this year only.
Madness.
Can you imagine the record for last year?
Pure madness. Pure madness.
Let's take some more calls, and we'll get to your text messages in a bit. Caller, good morning. You are live on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. I think you answered the question with the gentleman, the caller before, in terms of what the police is doing. As I was about to indicate that I don't know if we should point finger at the persons having the contract, because if they're providing the information, is what the police is doing. Because if you have the information, it's like going to a training. If somebody gives your team some training and then after the training the team doesn't act on it, it's a little bit difficult. But I have a question for you, something to think about, what ran across my mind, right? So if the law, and this is the question, presumes us innocent, right? Until we are proven guilty, then technically, what right does the law have to put me on a curfew? I'm not questioning it. I'm just saying there's something to think about in terms of, I think loopholes are created for these lawyers to keep these fellas out. Because if I'm charged, but I'm still presumed innocent, then what right does the law have to tell me I'm limited by my move about? I'll hang up.
Don't go yet, because that's very interesting.
Yeah,
so we we even have a holiday named Majority Rule, right?
Right.
So if you are presumed, assumed, predicted, or suggested that you could be a danger to other people based on something you're accused of doing in the past, should we not try to ensure that the majority of the people out there are protected from potential harm?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying I just think it creates a loophole, because if the law says I'm presumed innocent, then I can stand on the grounds or argue. But then what rights does the law have to limit my movements, right, or tell me what I can or cannot do if I'm not proven guilty? So it's almost like a catch-22.
Just in case. Because
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if something happens to me or someone I love and that person's out on bail for murder, I'm going to own good portions of the Bahamas.
Yeah, agreed.
Everybody.
I don't disagree with you at all. It's just
got to
that,
protect everybody.
I think we need to, I don't know, either some laws, some things need to be tightened up on, because I think it presents cases for the lawyers who know the system. Because, for example, like that particular lawyer, let's say what happens, we have a lot of these lawyers that were former police officers. They kind of know the loopholes, right? And look at the majority of those ex-police officers who are now turned lawyers. They are now really criminal lawyers, right? Defendant lawyers, and all rights to them. They have to make a living. But I think they know the loophole, and the system is designed to create these loopholes at the expense
And
the community
more
and
power
society,
to them.
you know?
But there are enough of these lawyers also in Parliament who should be able to fix these laws to tighten the loopholes, right? But they're not doing that. What's that about?
Well, I agree. Then then it starts to impact their income,
Exactly.
and other things. But I think these things are created or designed because listening to hear you say that the magistrate was granting bail, notwithstanding hearing what the gentleman was before him for violating the bail without doing due diligence and saying, okay, information before I make a decision. It's just
Well, I mean, the lawyers' argument is actually pretty
valid.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool argument.
In this case,
it
only on
it makes a lot of
not
sense.
on breaking the curfew, but on
he was signing in at a different police
religiously.
station. So
agreed. I think the
But I
question is
agree.
onto something though when she mentioned, well, what is the system for the system, right? And I think what a lot of times happen is systems get put in place, and then we put the people in charge of these systems that does not have they have a bias against taking action, and not until something happens. Like for example, the dog situation now has gone quiet. So another couple of months when we have some ravished dogs again, then you can have something again comes up. Like we don't take real action.
It's crazy.
And the way I still, only because I'm passing it right now while I'm calling you, I'm still annoyed by this Telco telephone booth that's still standing on the corner, and empty. But I'll hang up. I know that's not the topic for the day. But thank you
it's
for
a
taking my
museum
call.
piece. It's a museum piece.
Right.
I guess.
It's a scavenger hunt point. Go find the BTC
Right.
But it's
boy.
interesting because I feel that we had in one of the highest office a very strong legal mind who knows some of these loopholes and had the opportunity in 5 years to try to close some of those loopholes.
Still does.
Right. But I mean, like the caller says, how do you make money if the loopholes aren't there? I mean, it's real. Like we have different types of lawyers, and you have those that persecute. Is that the word? Then you have those that defend, and then you have your corporate. So it's all sorts of different lawyers around. However, we have to just really be real about the fact that when you know that a particular law has a lot of loopholes to keep criminals out, and you're given a position of authority in the government, I think it's crucial that some of those windows are closed.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take these calls. Good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight and the Questor.
Hi, good morning.
I can keep saying this, Dwight and the Questor. The crime industry in the Bahamas, right, is the reason why those loopholes will never be closed, right? Because they are intentionally open, just like you indicated, because money is involved. See, we have people representing criminals in this country, but they don't really care about the safety of the innocent, right? They only care about the possibility of being paid. And just like I keep saying, if these lawyers do the good job of keeping criminals off off our streets, and the police do exactly the same, right? Then a lot of these persons don't have no job. They can't make no money. This is an industry, right? And there's no. We have a now Attorney General who is a criminal lawyer, who is the Minister of National Security, right? Right? And ain't nothing. No loopholes was closed, because why? They are not in the business of trying to secure the innocent. They protect the criminals, and this is why they are allowed to be charged for all of these hard crimes, but still be able to go back on the street. Why? Because the street represents money. Right in the Questor.
Oh, boy.
You'll have a nice day.
Disturbing. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. One more call, and then we'll get to these messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Dwight, good morning, the Questor. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good morning.
Hi.
Dwight, what you have? Let me just start with saying, we have a technology for that, right? A initiative, whether police or not, can actually be legally compliant, operationally efficient, while still being ineffective. And one of the things we don't do is we never do what I guess some people might call an effectiveness analysis. And we don't look at anything government does. But in everything we do, and this is where you have these systems that's being developed, not just for us, from around the world and used. And an effective analysis determines whether a policy, project, program, regulatory process, mitigation measure, or institution is working or it's achieving its intended outcomes. And the problem is everything, remember we said soundbite governance, broken. If you start from a place of broken position and you put paint on it, it doesn't fix the broke part of it. And so when you look at effectiveness, you have to ask, analysis is there for everything we do. Happen, diagnostic, why did it happen? Predictive will most likely happen again or next. Prescriptive, what can we actually do? Efficiency, with the resources used, compliance, with the legal and procedure done, and effectiveness. These are things, right, with the $1 billion that we are spending per year for civil service, and for $250 million every 5 years for consultants, and the hundreds of millions over the years for external software, technology, and everything else. But nothing seems to work. Chances are, if you do an effective analysis of the entire governance structure, you'll find that what was being said for a long time, Dwight, for the last decade of you being a plus on the air, nothing works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sian, thank you so much. All right, let's get to these text messages. The person says here, presumed innocence has nothing to do with being under suspicion, having had sufficient evidence for a charge. The presumption always allows you not to be outright incarcerated. The presumption only allows you to not outright be incarcerated. It means the burden of proof rests at trial to prove guilt. Before the trial, those who charge you presume that you are guilty, hence the charge. Yeah. Right.
That's a lawyer.
or maybe could or should be.
Why don't you have to prove your innocence?
I mean, that's what that happens often in court.
They prove you're innocent.
Yeah.
Versus
or prove that you're not guilty.
Right.
But both can happen. This person says the whole matter of bail, ankle bracelets, signing in, and monitoring has become a laughing matter that is costing us taxpayers, but not providing any kind of protection. Why don't we know the answers to these questions? These are not new circumstances. We just keep repeating the same old complaints that get swept under the carpet and then come back to light after a violation like murder brings it up again. We are in a pathetic state of affairs. Wow. Yeah, very, very disturbing. This person says here, the question of who's supposed to be is answered by who has the greatest risk when something goes wrong, and that's the police. Crime is their concern. After a crime is committed, they cannot say, well, someone else was supposed to be whatever, right? The police have a responsibility of ensuring the system is working. They don't have the same detailed surveillance as a security company, but they must exercise some oversight. Yeah, that's a great point. They go on to say the police commissioner is failing. I asked a year ago when everyone was awestruck with the first this and the first that, if she was being set up for failure. A year and a half later, the fire engines reach yet? Have the 14, or was it 26 of them have been ordered? Have we curbed the issue of drivers failing to give way and turning left and right on red? The driving thing is serious. A red light establishes order, and our people are being taught it's okay to be disorderly. It's getting much worse out there. Much, much worse.
I have an issue with that text. Was it better under all of the other male police commissioners? Was the situation that we are saying that this commissioner was set up for failure, were the conditions better, or were they the same?
No, I don't think they're saying it was worse or any better. It's just that nothing has changed.
Okay.
And there a lot of people were expecting
and so all of them
change.
have failed then. All of them.
We've been like this for a long
time. So all of them
time.
Then, right?
A long time.
Wow.
Although, oh my, the text had just come back.
Oh, gee.
Yes, it was better. Bad, but better.
I disagree. I think it was all the same.
Yeah, I don't think anything's changed.
Yeah, because all the systems are the same. All the systems, all the policies, all of their rules, everything is the same. What's what?
This person says that that phone booth is still there for Clark Kent to change into Superman. We have a Superman around here? Oh, I don't know. I think this is Gotham City pre-Batman. Gotham
It's
pre-Batman.
a historic monument now.
Yeah,
you can't touch it.
I don't know. Unless there's a lot of kryptonite here. We don't have a Superman. Anyway, the Bahamas needs to take stock of the activities of the country. We build for the betterment of us all. Yes, we can and follow the rules of law. From the mayor of Grand Bahama. Okay. What? What's this text? Okay. The text was asking, how come there's a body I saw in the road yesterday off Wolf Road? Are the police reporting all the murders or just some? Well, no, that's a different. The second part is a different question. I'm not familiar with what. Well, you sure the person was
Is that the one that got
deceased,
knocked down?
or just sleeping? I don't know. But we've always been asking those questions, right? All right. Before we go to the news, another court story. This one is a little lighter, but disturbing still, Professor. So, a man faces 2 weeks in prison over stolen crabs. Yeah? Stolen crabs. A man is facing a 14-day prison sentence after he admitted to stealing 10 land crabs. Robert Colley could avoid the 2-week stay in the slammer by paying Carla Culmer $140, the value of the crabs. Colley told senior magistrate Algernon Allen that he did landscaping for Culmer and that she owed him $120 for cleaning her yard. He alleged that he went to her home on Tyler Street in Chippingham to collect the money, but she wasn't home. Colley said that his wife was upset because there was no food at home and no money to buy any without his pay. So he took the crabs, which were on the porch. Remember, she owed him $120.
Right.
So he took 10 crabs.
Right.
Colley claimed that his wife cooked the crustaceans and they had a tasty meal. Oh, my Lord. He said all this in court? The magistrate told Colley that his behavior couldn't be condoned and that he should have sued Culmer, oh Lord, to recover what was allegedly owed to him. At the time of his arraignment, Colley had already spent 2 days in police custody. Oh, no.
For crab?
Oh, no. Whoa.
For crab?
When told that he'd be jailed if he didn't pay for the crabs, Colley sighed and said, well, $10 for each day.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, well, this is actually not lighthearted. This is actually kind of disturbing.
It is.
So she owes him money.
Right.
I mean, thank God she didn't leave her dog in the
I don't think you would have taken the dog away.
I don't know.
Crab is food. People, we don't look at dog as food.
Well,
his family was hungry and she didn't pay. Not that we're justifying doing the wrong thing because it's still wrong. It's two wrongs, right? Here. It's two wrongs. But why don't y'all pay people when they do work? Like, why someone have to chase you down to get money?
And take your crabs.
And that they did work for you and they have a family that needs to eat. That's wrong. I hope he takes her to court now.
But you know how long this is going to take?
That's my whole point. That's why he take the crab, because his family was hungry today.
And then it won't be $120 to pay the lawyer.
It's insanity. Insanity.
I mean, this was the way it was done in the past, right? You bartered.
You could barter, but a barter is an agreement.
Right. Can I get you?
But he
10 crabs?
just took the crabs without an agreement because his family needed to eat.
Okay, I owe you the money. You took 10 crabs. Okay, well, anyway, don't do that next time. But thank you.
Right, like she took this really far. Whoever
right?
this woman is that he did this work for, I believe she took this very far.
Wow,
he was wrong.
He's been in jail for 2 days.
Yeah. So, is he still in jail? It doesn't say.
No, I mean, I guess he's going to pay, but this is rough.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Oh, I feel very sad about this now. We got to go to the news. When we come back, a lot more to talk about, including what is going on with the Grand Lucayan. What is going on? You remember that?
Yeah.
Let's get to that after the break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Down in South Andros in one church on the hill, church packed with brethren, dressed down to kill. Rev just started his sermon, but before he get in the groove, Sister Brown look out the window and spot crab on the move. She ball on church shout, crab crawling, church shout, crab crawling. Cut your sermon short, Rev, quick say amen, 'cause you could preach about heaven once then. Now Sister Brown was the first one out the door. Brother Smith jumped through the window. He was 84. Brother Fourth grabbed one barrel up truck. What a joyful spirit, all them proudly picking up him singing. Count your blessings, count them one by one, 1 dozen. Count your blessings, count them 2 by 2, 2 dozen. Count your blessings under the sun. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. These crowd can't run. Church shout, crab crawling. Church shout, crab crawling. Cut the sermon short, Rev, quick say amen, 'cause you could preach about heaven once they crab in the pen. Well, Sister Brown was catching crab with 2 hands. Brother Ford fill up he barrel, Smith fill up he van. But don't think Rev was getting left out the act. He was stuffing crab down that black Romani van. Oh, when them crabs all over yonder, 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 I'll be there.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on cable, Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:22, time for another check of your weather for today. Weather brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Bring your vision to life with Sherwin-Williams paints. Premium quality, vibrant colors, and long-lasting protection for every project. Sherwin-Williams, cover the earth. So we've got a severe weather watch in effect again for the entire northern and northwest Bahamas, and a dust advisory in effect for the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Troughing extending from a stalled frontal boundary off the coast of central Florida, combined with streaming tropical moisture, continues to produce periods of unsettled weather for the northern half of the country. Meanwhile, high-pressure ridging and Saharan dust will continue to limit shower activity and produce hazy skies over the southern half of the country, the central and southeastern islands. So the showers and thunderstorm activity will remain elevated across the northern half of the country through the end of the week. By Wednesday, though, most of the moisture is expected to become concentrated over the northernmost islands, reducing shower coverage elsewhere. And the central and southeast Bahamas will remain generally warmer, hazier, and more stable as a plume of Saharan dust will continue to move across the area through at least Wednesday. A tropical wave near the southeastern islands may bring some showers by late Wednesday and early Thursday. By late Thursday, another frontal boundary moving across the southeastern United States is expected to reinforce the unsettled weather pattern for the northern Bahamas and increase the likelihood of showers and thunderstorms heading into the weekend, the holiday weekend. So for today, there is a marginal to moderate risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas, especially across the northern and northwest Bahamas during heavy and prolonged rainfall events today. So your forecast, northern half of the country today, partly cloudy with a 30 to 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The southern half of the country, partly sunny, a bit hazy, becoming fair tonight with only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Temperatures across most of the area looking at highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, with the heat index around 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. But the northernmost islands looking at highs getting up to as high as 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. And the heat index will make that feel like it's 106 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to around 79, 80, even 81 Fahrenheit, 26, 27 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, look for a mix of sun and clouds, turning variably cloudy at night for most areas. Still an elevated chance for showers in the northern half of the country. And by Thursday, partly cloudy for the northern and northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds for the central and southeast Bahamas. Still elevated chances for showers, around 20 to 30% showers and thunderstorms for the northern half of the country. A mix of sun and clouds again by Friday, with a 30 to 40% chance of showers for the northernmost islands. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend, brought to you also by Nassau Gumbe. So Friday, right here in town, Nassau, from noon to midnight, all roads lead to Gumbe Summer Festival. For more information, check out Bahamas.com and follow Tourism Today on social media for more updates. Time for a check of traffic brought to you by Anyway Insurance Agents and Brokers. In your real-time traffic right now, we've got Milo Butler Highway seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic as usual from just north of the Fire Trail roundabout straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. Westbound on Tawny Williams Darling Highway also slow-moving traffic as you approach that roundabout right now. Blue Hill Road also seeing slow-moving northbound traffic from just north of Carmichael and again north of Soldier on the way to Independence Drive. That's northbound, as we said, and westbound along Independence Drive. We've got that slow-moving traffic there, too. And East Street South, between the roundabout with, between Robinson Road and Soldier Road, if you're heading northbound, you'll see that slow-moving northbound traffic there. And on the other side of Robinson Road, coming from Prince Charles, slow-moving westbound traffic, just west of Soldier to Old Trail, heavy for you there, and slow-moving northbound traffic on Marathon. Those are your hotspots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. With NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, you can renew online in just a few simple steps. Discover everything a full-service online insurance portal can do. Renew online in minutes at nuainsurance.com.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Mr. Johnson trying to find Freddie and Margaret looking for Lil. They look all around on Bay Street, Baintown, Palmdale, and over the hill. Cross the bridge to Paradise Island, but alas to no avail. So they all come to one conclusion: they're in Freeport or they're in jail. So if you're looking, searching, and worrying, you'll find it's true without any fail. If you can't find your friends in Nassau, they're in Freeport or they're in jail. Auntie Alice looking for Mary.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Duquesa Dean. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Project Shore, finding out more about that great initiative. And later, our Orange Economy series, talking about talent and opportunities for entertainers. A talent agent will be here with us. And looking forward to that conversation. That's all ahead. But we continue with what's in the news. Got a lot of your text messages based on what we were talking about before the break. Let's get through those quickly, but I do want to get to the story about the Grand Lucayan. We'll get to that as well. And during the break, DeQuest and I were checking the late again. Well, this must be the new. This is just the way it's going to be.
Maybe the new cycle now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The late again BPL bills. We got our $8.45
We
credits.
did. We were eligible.
Well, I mean, it was everybody. Everybody's a residential customer. So, but we got our $8.45 bills.
That was so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really
make a dent,
much of a difference for me. But hey, grateful for it nonetheless.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
As the Chamber of Commerce is lamenting the increasing cost to local businesses amid the power disruptions as well. The Chamber CEO, Dr. Leo Roll, saying that prolonged power interruptions often leave businesses unable to process transactions, resulting in lost sales and frustrated customers. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Have had to do that. No power, I had no cash. Had to say, well, I'll owe you.
I'll come back.
Yeah. That is devastating, I'm sure, for a business.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Terrible stuff. Let's read these messages quickly, and then we want to get to the Grand Lucayan. So this person says here, the Commissioner of Police's role has been reduced to a symbolic office because over the decades, political interference watered down the appointment. It is reward for political competencies and measurements. Oh, boy. The same can be said about our judiciary. Yikes. Well, that's a harsh text, but when you look around at how little things have changed, and as a previous caller mentioned, loopholes, and this stuff, people have been saying, oh, this has been like this for years, but yet nothing happens about it. Obviously, this is the way somebody wants it.
Exactly.
Right?
I've been saying, how long I've been on the show? If we clean it up, how can you have corruption? You cannot. That's why they don't want that transparency or the Freedom of Information Act and all of that, because it's going to be too clean.
It's crazy.
It's going to be too clean.
Okay, I don't understand that text. Every household resident whose electricity was not disconnected got that $8.45. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
you're in
that's
good
what
standing.
made you eligible. You'd
Yeah.
be okay.
Okay. Really quickly, let's take this call, and then we're going to get to the Grand Lucayan, and we only have a couple minutes before we have to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Dwight. How you doing today and your guests?
We're doing well.
You just brought on a song before you came back from the break by none other than Eric Mins. If you cannot find your friends, they're in Fox Hill or they're in jail. Now, you know who Eric Mins' mother was?
Freeport or jail.
No. Eric Mins was from Nassau, New Providence, I should say, on the corner of Camp Road and Shirley Street. Eric Mins, at 17 years old, was a comedian at the Montague Beach Hotel. He was invited by some Canadians to come to Canada, and he stayed up there.
Okay, that's great. Great information. Thank you.
Thank you for the history.
Thank you, Sparky. I really do think you should write a book.
Oh, really?
You should write a book.
Yes, that was good history. Yeah.
Write a book. Okay, so In the Dark on Grand Lucayan. I actually almost, before I saw the headline, I forgot that hasn't been resolved yet because it's been so long. Rachel Scott writing about it. As months go by without any updates on the progress of the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayan Resort, Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President Ralph Hepburn yesterday lamented that key stakeholders have been left in the dark on the matter. Well, everybody is on the dark. He told the Nassau Guardian, quote, up to Friday, we were trying to get information, but couldn't get anything more than what's already out there. We really need to know what's happening, the development and how it's going to impact the overall tourism sector in Grand Bahama. We know CTL Maritime is trying to move ahead because they have deadlines. Oh, really? And need everything up and running by a particular time frame. Is that right? Which particular time frame is that? So we know they're assiduously working at getting their stuff done.
Really?
He knows more. He knows more than all of the rest of us. But as for the rooms and the resort and the timeshare aspect, we're still in the dark. We're still in the dark, and we can't get any clarity. We'll join the club. Okay. Join the club, Mr. Chamber President. In April, weeks before the general election, Concord Wilshire, the U.S.-based developer of the Grand Lucayan, announced that it had entered into an agreement with CTL Marine, a subsidiary of MSC Cruises, to advance the project. That update followed months of silence on the property, which has been a persistent challenge for consecutive administrations. But since April, there have been no updates. So April, May, June, July, it's almost August. Nothing's been said. Wow. Hepburn says that he has also been trying to get information on the impact of the airport, which the government purchased in 2021. Now, that's even more of a mystery than the Grand Lucayan, and requires significant upgrades. Hepburn said, quote, We've been wondering and trying to get clarity from the airport company in terms of how their silence is basically affecting Concord-Wilshire moving forward. Prime Minister Philip Davis announced earlier this year that UK airport group Manchester Airports will operate the new Grand Bahama International Airport. In January, he said that the construction company Polycon had engaged Bahamas Hot Mix to begin on-site preparation works. It's unclear when the government expects the facility to be completed.
Oh, okay.
So back to Hepburn, he says that repeated announcements and reports on the resort have left many feeling skeptical about the latest deal. Really? He said, quote, This whole announcement, we think, basically got people hyped that something's going to happen in Grand Bahama and employment would increase, livelihoods would improve, those things. So it's almost like people have taken an approach of, when I see it, I'll believe it. Oh, it's been a long time that's been happening. It's a wait-and-see approach because there are too many announcements and pronouncements and nothing happens. Hepburn says that in the meantime, thorough engagement with stakeholders is important so that the right preparations are made. Okay. Well, that applies to everything, right? Same thing with BPL, same thing with, as you said, the airport, Grand Lucayan. It's lots of announcements about things and
Nothing gets done.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Maybe if the election was tomorrow, some things would get done miraculously in 24 hours.
But what would it be? Would it be just a performance?
That's all it mostly is. But we fall for it over and over and over again. So.
Well, we'll continue to be in the dark. This is a fitting headline. Dark on that, dark with BPL, dark with everything, storm clouds, all kinds of stuff. We've got to take a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Look all around on Bay Street, being confounded and over the hill. Cross the bridge to Paradise Island, but alas to no avail. So they all come to one conclusion, they're in Freeport or they're in jail. So if you're looking, searching and worried, you'll find it's true without any fail. If you can't find your friends in Nassau, they're in Freeport or they're in jail. Auntie Alice looking for me.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Cool. I just paid my insurance premium online.
That is cool. But how about an insurance portal that does that and more? NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have so much more than just a payment portal. You have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
At Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying casino tournament. From Spin-Off to Spin Rush to our high-energy slot race tournament, your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to see all the ways you can cash in.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global medicine.
New school year, new gear. From uniforms to laptops, a Fidelity personal loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back-to-school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity personal loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Team at 396-1101.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Get ready to experience the sights, sounds, and flavors of Bahamian culture with the return of Gombe Summer Festival across the islands of the Bahamas. Follow Tourism Today Bahamas for festival dates and the latest updates. The road to Gombe starts now.
Yes, we go in Gombe. Yes, we go in Gombe. Come, let's spend that day. Everybody say, we go in Gombe. Come, let's go Gombe.
I don't go in water. I just go to boat fight with somebody's daughter. I like to you should know I'm a Bahamian from the Bahamas. It's the place you vacation. Slime domino every occasion. If I did it over, I wouldn't change it. 'Cause this is what I love. Oh, that's what I love.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Straw along with DeQuesta Dean. Changing gears now, and we are talking about Program Sure. And very happy to have with us Principal Ian Mora with us. Good morning. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here this morning.
It is our pleasure. It is our pleasure. All right, so let everyone know what Program Sure is and how long it's been around now.
Okay, so let's start with where it began. It started in 1992 under the late Dr. Bernard Nottage, would have been the minister at that time, and they commissioned two ladies to address what was going on in the school system at that time. A lot of fights, a lot of antisocial behavior that the schools in and of themselves in the traditional sense aren't really set up to handle, especially to the degree that it was happening. So it was
people like to act like this is new stuff. This has been going on for a while.
Yeah, it has been going on for a while. And this is just one of the efforts of Ministry of Education to try and find a solution to it. So Program Sure has evolved over time. It started off with Mr. Joseph Rule and a bunch of young men. I think they would have been on the campus of BTVI at the time. And now we've migrated more in the West, right? And so he started that program with the hopes of finding what to do with these young men. And initially, I think it may have been to save the school system, but eventually it became how do we transform these young men from the path that they are on?
Yeah, right. All right. So let's talk about that journey and how that evolved and where we are today.
Okay, good. So as I said, it started off with Mr. Rowell, who was a dynamic leader. He led the program for 20 years. And Most people identified the program in the early days with Mr. Rule. Over time, we brought in counselors and teachers to try and remediate their education. But now we are at the point where we have psychologists involved. And so when a student is referred to the program, whether it is Program Shaw or it is TAPS, which is the female version, first the referral from the school goes to Psychological Services of the Ministry of Education. They do an assessment by speaking with the student, speaking with the school, and also speaking with the parent. Based on that, they determine if this is a child that needs support in school or if they need a specialized environment. They give us that report. From that report, we create an intervention plan. That's done by our counselors along with the psychologists. But our teachers also have some input into that also. So the program definitely now, with the recent changes, it is more about teaching and supporting them towards as opposed to correcting behavior per se.
Okay, I was going to ask you that question.
Yeah.
All right. So what numbers are we looking at in terms of?
Well, this year, according to my supervisor, Mr. Higgins, the referrals are in the 30s. And this is from all the schools in New Providence, junior and senior. So the referrals are in the 30. However, we could have 30 referrals, but people have such a fear based on the stigma that perhaps only about 20, 25 of them may show up.
What's that stigma?
The stigma is that, oh my God, my son going down here. Well, first, the school, based on the nature of why you are sent, you're disruptive, you may be disrespectful. The school is like, yeah, we sending you all down there and they gonna fix your business. So it's how they are sent. And I understand that. That's not knocking them, right? Because it's a situation. So first, that's the case. Then people know other individuals who may have been to us in the past, especially when we were in our building stages, and they identify the program still with that. In addition to that, people also have the fear of what they determine shock treatment can be. You know, and shock treatment is shock treatment, but we are separate and apart from them.
Yeah.
All right. And so part of why I am here today is a part of the process of letting parents know that we have evolved. And this is a place not for bad boys. This is a place where your son gets a life hack into how to be a productive man.
Now, you said something interesting, Ian Moore. You said show up. So is it optional? If the school sends you there, you can say, I ain't going?
No, but remember, people have options.
Okay.
You have some individuals who, especially in September, you have some individuals who may go to a private school. You see? And so there are different things that people do. And then previously, now the students basically come in September and they stay with us until June.
Right.
Previously, they could come in September, they could come in January. And so it was set up around 3 months as opposed to a year.
Okay.
So if a student is sent to us in January, that parent who has all of these things going on with them may keep their son home under the guise of I'm going to send them to private school.
Right.
And so based on this fear, they keep their sons at home. And now we are beginning to even evolve to the point where we're working with school policing. We should be doing that this year so that we could find those individuals who may be should be a part of the program, have been referred to the program, but aren't showing up.
Wow. So you're only there for a year, or do you show up for multiple years?
This is what it is. A part of being a responsible man is setting goals. A part of being a responsible man is achieving those goals. It's also failing at those goals. And so it is about, we have criteria set up for you to achieve in order to return to school. Okay? And so take, for example, your attendance has to be 90%. Participation has to be factored into that. And so once you show up and you participate, you should get something out of it. But as of last year, what we started was behavioral and academic goals. And so when we incorporate that, you're building yourself as a means of being able to return to school.
Yeah.
So, Ian, for the parents who may not have that fear with the stigma, but have more of a shame or challenge with their child being identified as someone that needs support, how do we help those parents to understand that this is not necessarily a bad step? This is a supportive step. And what are some of the ways that you support their boys to help them come into that manhood that you talk about?
So, 2 things I'll say to that. If your son was doing foolishness, he climbed a tree, showing off maybe in front of girls or friends, and he falls out of that tree, and he was doing foolishness. But you carry him to the doctor, because that's the people who have the expertise on getting it right.
Yeah.
If your son falls out of the school tree, we are the people who are charged with getting it right and fixing. It's not about him being a bad person, because that label is what causes the shame.
Exactly.
And so a part of what we have to do in winning, because we can't do anything without the confidence of the parents in what we are doing. And so a big thing that we have to do is convince parents that no matter what your son has done, we are not in a position to judge you. If I judge you, then I can't understand what's the root of it, and I need to understand the root of it in order for it to get better. And so lay it on me. It's fine. You might see my eyebrows go up. I might get shocked. But, I will not judge you for it, because it's all a part of the process. When people are ashamed, then they hide the truth. And the truth is very important to get to where we need to go. And so I don't just deal with the parents. I also like to deal with Grammys. Because when mommy can be shamed, Grammy ain't gonna be shamed. Grammy can let you know this boy is this, that, the next thing. And all of that is part of it, because it does take a village.
Wow. So the root, let's talk about it. Are there patterns today? What are you seeing today as some of the key issues that boys are running into problems?
Okay, well, as a result of the psychologists playing a greater role, we're seeing a greater degree of versions of, let's label it mental health. I don't like to put labels on things. ADHD, we're seeing hyperactivity, we're seeing, and so we're seeing more of that now. But I cannot say it is happening more now. It's just that we are in a better position to recognize it now with the role of the psychologist. Last year, I found that we had more of those types of students than students who were deeply involved in gangs. Okay? Now, when we talk about gangs, there's poverty, or let's call it lack of resources. There is poor ability to function in the school system at your grade level. There is lack of a village or a constructive village. And so those factors, along with others, combine. But no 2 clients of Program Shaw is the same. They could be twins, and we have had twins there. One twin is the dominant, one twin is the more follower, right? And so you have to treat them differently, even though they have the same parents, the same lack of resources. The treatment of them has to be different in order to get them to where you need them to be.
So tell us about the setup. How is it? If you have 30-something students, are they all in the class together, or does it depend on the age group? Break it down for us.
Okay, so first, there's a bus that picks them up every morning and takes them home. This is to your doorstep now. Okay. That's one of the responsible size because the bus is going to be on the road from 5 o'clock. Okay? Because there's one bus that has to travel around the island and pick up all of these individuals. At the same time, the bus is not a limo service. And so they can't wait on you to get your uniform and stuff on. But we do have a security on the bus because the safety of the students, even from the fooling around and that sort of thing, there's a security along with the driver on the bus so that we could make sure they are safe. They get to us by 8 o'clock in the morning. They do a minor workout just to get the blood pumping, and we can get a feel of their temperament for the day. They also get free breakfast. So early in the morning, they get their breakfast. Then we go into what we call processing. The equivalent would be homeroom in regular school, but processing is more geared towards thinking about what challenges you might have today. And how do we talk about now overcoming those challenges so that you could get the necessary points? Because in order to make it less subjective, we have kind of created a point system associating performance in class, so it's more objective and not I don't like you and so I'm giving you the pass to go back to school, right? And so processing is more geared towards how are we gonna get through this day. Then they go to we have literacy and we have numeracy. We have hospitality. We have music, we have PE, we have agriculture. Agriculture is our big thing. As I was saying offline, we produce eggs, and that's part of how we create money for the program. That is good because it puts an entrepreneurial nugget at the back of the young man's mind, because in the present economy, a job is not a guarantee. And many of them are on a path where they already selling ganap in the summer. They selling this, they selling coconut. So it's about putting that in their mind that this is something that's actually possible. And especially now, I think this, in my lifetime, this has been one of the best time to be involved in agriculture locally, with the quality of exports and of imports and the price of imports. A local producer has a greater chance now. And so if we can inspire these young men to say, look here, if you get some chickens and you say, man, I from Camp Road and I can dominate eggs in Camp Road, the same things that you are going to do to be in a gang, it's the same things you're gonna need to do this business. The only difference is with the business, the police come by and they hail you, as opposed to come by and it's a problem. You know, so we have the agriculture, we also have hospitality, and I have to brag. Last year at the Young Chef Culinary Competition, our student placed 3rd overall. Okay? And that, he would have come to us in September. We just started working with him, and I think the competition is like October, November. So in a short period of time. So, you know.
Did he have any cooking skills before that?
Not through school, but his family tradition is cooking. And so, as far as we concerned, we win that.
Definitely.
You know, as far as we
Definitely.
concerned, we win that. With that young man also, what we did with him, because he was a 12th grade student, so what we did with him was get him an internship with Drifters. They're one of our partners. And so he went to Drifters one day out of the week to work with them. Now that he's completed the program, he's full-time with them.
That's amazing.
But it ain't stopped there yet. He had some passport issues, so we weren't able to do it for September. But he is headed to the University of the Bahamas for their culinary program.
That is fantastic.
In January.
That is wonderful. I was going to ask you about success stories. You might as well continue. That's a great one there.
Yes. So it's really a team effort. You know, him placing 3rd was an inspiration for him because we
Right.
can't do anything without motivation.
Right. Yeah.
And then when parents realize that they have somebody to support them, then the parents put more support in. We found out while he was with us that he needed specialized glasses. His eyes were in such a position that he needs not even glasses, contact lens. We were able to support them in getting that done. So for Program Shaw, we treat it like a village. It ain't like we just 9 to 3, right? And it's about giving them the path to success. Now, because he's a 12th grader, we were able to create that path for him. And what we're hoping to do this year is create more partners, that we will have the internship, even for those who return into school. Because Ivan not only benefits from being able to make a couple dollars and be able to contribute to his own household, but he's surrounded by people that support him.
Yeah,
Not
it's
just
important.
the level of support that, and I got to big up the people at Drifters because they didn't have to do it like that, you know,
pretty
but
cool.
the level that they have for him, it's almost like he is still a part of the program.
Yeah.
So we need more partners like that. We do have a few others, but we want to expand that so that every young man that is a part of our program gets access to more individuals than he would normally get in contact with.
Yeah. So which age groups are you dealing with? You mentioned the 12th grader there, but what grades are they normally in?
They are between 13 to 16 normally.
Yeah.
We have had instances where we have had younger and older, or where they come to us at 16 and then they are at 17.
Okay.
They end up turning 17 through the time that they are with us.
Yeah.
Right? But our main target is 13 to 16.
So the school has to recommend you. The parent can't just say, "Hey, I think my kid needs to be in this program."
The parent can't do it.
Cannot.
I'll give you an example. So we had this another success story now. We have a teacher who is a special needs teacher. And we had a young man come to our program last September as a non-reader.
How old
One
was
of
he?
my he was 14. No, 15. It made me feel so good that some mornings when the other boys are sitting down talking, eventually he got to the point where he would be sitting down reading to himself. Wow. So I had a discussion with his mother because now he's returning to school. And she's like, "Thank you so much for what you did with my son. But I have another one. And I need him to come there too."
Wow.
Right? And so she wanted me to just take him.
Yeah. Right.
But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that because there's a process that the psychologists have to be involved with, and it has to be fair for the young man. All right? And so what she did is say, you know what? I on my next day off, I go in to the school and tell them my son in September need to be in Program Shaw because what we doing ain't working. But come to find out, her son was referred to Program
Okay.
Shaw, and so he is going to be
Oh,
there
wow.
with us.
Right.
So just government school referrals?
Yeah,
Just
yes.
government
No
Not
private
private.
schools as yet.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what we have experienced in the past also is the lady came to us from the private school. We couldn't do anything. She put her son in a public school,
Okay.
and within 3 months,
She got the referral.
yeah, within 3 months, he was there with us.
So based on what you have said so far, I gather that a lot of support is needed. A support from the school, support from the home, like in the example that you gave about the young man in third place. One of the complaints that schools usually have is the lack of involvement from parents. Are you finding your parents to be more involved, or are you also working with parents to help them understand the importance of being involved?
Yeah, so the parents of our clients are not the traditionally supportive parents. However, when you hear their story, you can't judge them.
Right.
Many of them didn't have anybody to model the level of support that is required.
Right.
And whether we would like to accept it or not, school requires more support from parents now than it did one time ago.
Wow.
And so you in their life, your job requiring more out of you. School requiring more out of you, and everybody telling you basically, well, you decide to have these children.
Wow.
Parents need a place, like a safe space, someone that they can vent to sometimes, someone that they could call and get some support. But what we have evolved into, first that was sympathetic. What it has evolved into now is based on the report from the psychologist. We are able to give the parents some coping skills.
Okay.
We can't give you coping skills with rent.
Right.
We can't give you coping skills with what's going on the job.
Right.
But when you get home and your son is in, there are some coping things that we can help you with. Even if right down to helping you understand that this fidgeting that is getting on your nerves with your son when you coming home and you just want rest, and that's actually signs of hyperactivity. And so telling him to just sit down and control himself will not work.
Right.
So let's try this,
Okay.
and we don't we try not to recommend things that we aren't using ourselves. Because the thing about it is if you have ADHD, if you're blind, the world doesn't stop because you are blind to accommodate your blindness. You have to learn how to navigate that.
Right.
But it's the same thing if you have any form of mental health. You have to learn how to get the resources to help you to be able to navigate.
Yeah.
And so the more support the parent and the child has, when you go to these psychologists, the high-tech schools and that sort of thing, a part of what they do when a child has a challenge is equip the parent also. And so we tell the parents, look here, transformation is 180 degrees. We're responsible for 90. We responsible for 90. However, the other 90 can take the rest of his life. We ain't gonna be there.
Right.
After this year, we ain't gonna be there. However, you have to be there along with us during that first 90 to get the skills and understanding to get you to the following 180.
We're running out of time. We've got a few questions for you, and so not much time. But you mentioned it, 30-something this school year. How does that relate to normal? Is that above normal or lower than normal with the referrals you have?
It's about normal these days. Of course, because of the intimacy of the work, we can't have like 100 and something students there. That would defeat the whole purpose of it, right? And a part of why the traditional schools can't pivot to service these individuals. So we can't have a whole lot of individuals there. However, when I first started working there 20 years ago, we had upwards to 60 students.
Oh, wow.
Upwards to 60 students. So at highest capacity, maybe we can take about 45, but 30 is a good number for us to work with.
Yeah. All right. Let's take this call. And we're talking with Ian Mora with Program Sure. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning to you, Mr. Strachan, and to Mr. Mora and your lady.
Duquesa, yes.
Good morning. I have two questions for the gentleman. I was listening to him very, very attentively. One, out of the 30 students that you'll have there, how many of their fathers are involved in their life? And then I'll ask the questions and I'll hang up and listen. I want to know how many of their fathers you know that are involved in their lives. And I hear you saying a lot about the mother, the Grammy. I never hear you mention one of the fathers or grandfather. And that is just a program for boys who come from single mothers, or is this a program for boys that come from a dual parentship? Because I hear you talking about the mothers and the grandmothers. And I want to know how many of those young men fathers are involved.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for that comment actually, because it's a simple slip that I made. The majority of our students are single parent. That's the word that I should have used, because there are a number of single fathers who are raising children also. Plus, there are some students that come to us where even if the parents aren't married, they have both parents involved. I couldn't give you the numbers off the top of my head, but let's call it 1/3 each. A third with mothers, a third with sons, and a third with both parents.
Right.
You know?
Okay. All right. It's
know.
an interesting question. Anyway, today is not the day for where I want to go with that. But okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
I'm just calling to find out, right? How do you guys chastise, right? Because you know very well that not every kid learns the same way through punishment. Some you could speak to, and some you need more strenuous punishment to get the message across to them. How do you guys go about chastising the kids?
Okay, well, at present, punishment is not the mainstay of what we do. It is about therapy. But in therapy, there must be consequences. A lot of times with the punishment aspect, we want to get back at them and break them down because you think you was man and all of that. With us, consequences are built into the program. So you have to receive a certain number of points in order to matriculate through the program. If you aren't doing that, it extends your time into the program. Right. Now, that's not punishment, really. That's really, it's going to take you a little longer to get it. Right. So it's a natural consequence. If you're trying to buy a car and you're trying to save money, but you decide to spend it on the gals, it's going to take you a longer time to buy that car. That's a natural consequence. Right. So it's not about the dominant, I'm going to fix your business and you're going to stop this behavior right away. And even I had to evolve to that point, you know, to understand that, hold on, wait, that's really my ego wanting that to happen. And when I do that, my ego is in the front of the child. So I had to learn that my client has to come first. And so a part of the journey for me is understanding, not just me, myself, and the team, understanding what makes this person click and how we can motivate them, because the punishment that he's talking about is to get them motivated to do the right thing. Wow. Punishment is only one avenue of it, and part of why I've been there 20 years is finding out those various pathways for different individuals. Wonderful. I get bored easily.
This texter says, I'm today a very successful man because of Program Sure and because of the yeast program run by Jeff Lloyd.
Awesome.
Yeah, another great program. All right, so clearly you have success, but are there people who it hasn't worked for? What happens to those folks?
Nobody owes us change, but we owe them help. Mm-hmm. How many times have our grandparents told us things, and we went, or even our parents? You know, as men, you I don't know if it happened to you, but your mother tell you, don't bother with that woman. You're still going. You think you know everything. You know, that didn't end your life. You learned the lesson. And when you were ready, because Grammy told you this thing, you're now in a better position to turn around. And so there are some, like the student that's going to working with drifters now, they get it right away. There are others who they've gone to Simpson Pen, and they come out of Simpson Pen, and they call me and say, Mr. Mora, I need your help. Wow. I 17 now. You tell us about that NTA. You tell us about BTVI. Can you help me get into that? And then you have some, because I I'm in their communities. There's some with their ankle bracelets on, and they're still living that lifestyle. But who knows what the future holds for them? Because I still have contact with them, I'm able to share things with them. Like one just the other day, he says to me, I only fear God. And I had to say to him, but I fear God and I fear guns. So I'm living my life in a way to avoid the guns and move more towards God. How about you?
So it's the see it.
How about you?
You're leaving the see it regardless of the outcome that they are with you.
I believe like every interaction I have with them should be constructive.
So again, you have to rely on the school, although parents can make it a plea to nominate and recommend.
They can work with the school because a leopard doesn't change its spots. If you are giving problems to your parents, there's a great chance that you're going to do that with all authority. And so that, like, ain't nobody can diss mommy and then go to school and be good with them. At least not for the most part. And so you can work with the schools and the guidance counselors, speak with them. Even in speaking with them, there are layers of help that they may be able to provide for you before your son even ends up in program shop, because there's a number of services that are available out there. There are the suspension programs where they go in for 2 weeks. There's community counseling. There is the family. There are a number of resources that are out there to help people, and they simply don't know. And so go to the people who know, and if it is necessary for him to come to program, then I'm sure they'll accommodate that.
Give people your contacts, because maybe they're like drifters, want to volunteer, want to help you in that way.
No problem.
Let people know how to.
So you can reach us at 341-2958. We welcome all forms of partners, individuals who want to pour into the lives of young men. Pretty much reach us at that number, 341-2958 or 2959.
Okay. Ian Morris, great meeting you. Great having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Great work that you're doing. Please. We have to talk again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Program Sure. Keep up the great work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. All right. Y'all have a good day.
We're going to break for news and be back with our Orange Economy series in business coming up in just a bit. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
She like taking pictures, she like gallivanting. Then we hit the fish fry, we eat at the hundreds. You should know, I'm a Bahamian. From the Bahamas, it's the place you vacation. Slam domino, every occasion.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. And it is time for a monthly Orange Economy series. Which ministry are you all with now? Is it the same ministry?
It still comes under
economic.
That's who's paying the bill.
Economic
affairs.
Okay.
But we will be transitioning to the Ministry of Culture, Arts, and Heritage.
Sounds fitting.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. That's
Yes.
Angelique McKay, the head of the Orange Economy Unit, still currently with the Ministry of Economic Affairs.
Only because they're paying this bill. So,
okay. Sure.
yeah, that's
But the
what it is.
transition's
But
made.
yeah.
Welcome, as
Welcome.
always, Angelique
Thank
McKay.
you.
And this morning we have a special guest. We have a talent agent with the Brown Entertainment Group, Sonia Brown. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Great to have you with
Hey.
us. All right, so we're talking talent.
Yes.
And what a
yes.
talent agent does and who needs a talent
Yes,
agent.
This is her platform this morning. We're just the facilitators at the Orange Economy Unit. And I'm just here to say, like Johnny Cake.
Okay, all right, that's good.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Producer will play that at some point. All right, so Sonia Brown, Brown Entertainment Group. How long has Brown Entertainment Group been around?
Since 2004.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So, what made you decide to go in this direction, and what does a talent agent do?
Okay, so I'm actually a retired talent agent and a retired manager. So my new current title is International Scout.
Oh
There you go.
boy! Oh boy!
Orange Economy.
Okay, that sounds much more.
bigger.
Yeah, important.
Yeah. So-
International Scout.
Yeah, so primarily what I do now, and I mean, I'll tell you what an agent does, because primarily local agents, and we have quite a few good ones here, they focus on local bookings.
Okay.
So they're the people that get the talent work. They're the people that
Okay.
get them commercials and on shows like yours
Right,
and
right.
TV commercials and all of that stuff. And then the managers handle everything. They're almost like a mom, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
They're into everything, the branding and you
And
know,
you used to do
the
all
mon-
of that.
Right. So, but what I do now is, as a scout, my primary focus is placement. So I focus on bridging the gap between markets, and a lot of times providing a link between the talent and the agents and the managers and the music executives in different markets.
Okay.
So I act as a link.
Okay.
But like I say, primarily so I place, for lack of a better term, Bahamian Caribbean talent in international or global markets.
All right, so we're going to ask you if it's just Bahamian, but you have
It's-
clients all over.
I have placed and worked with Americans and Canadians and different, people from
Okay.
different countries.
Okay.
But my primary Bahamians and Caribbean people, because I'm a proud Bahamian,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm from the Caribbean, so that's my primary focus and my heart.
Okay, so many questions. So, how much business is there out there?
So there's actually more business than a lot of people think.
I bet.
We are such a hot spot for movies and photo shoots in particular. The film commission arm gets a lot of work because we're so attractive, because we're so beautiful. Everybody wants to shoot in the Bahamas. So there are always a plethora of movies or photo shoots or TV shows or reality shows being shot here. Yeah, it's more than a lot of people would think or even know. But once you're in the industry, you tend to know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what are going to be the opportunities? Is it face? Is it speaking parts? Is it just background?
All of that
Everything.
and more. Wow. Because sometimes you need people to play speaking roles. Sometimes you need people as extras. It just varies from project to project. Sometimes you need people to model. But sometimes it's commercial modeling, where they're maybe doing a TV commercial or a radio commercial.
Right.
But sometimes maybe it's more high fashion modeling, where you have maybe someone who's doing a modeling show or something like that come in, and they actually need female models, local female models. So it varies from project to project. But yeah, there is a market for it.
Wow.
And what about internationally? I know that those international companies are coming here to do the movies and the photo shoots and such. But what are the opportunities for people that want to travel outside of the Bahamians who want to travel outside of the Bahamas to participate in those sorts of?
There are opportunities there too, but sometimes they're a little bit more unique.
Okay.
Case in point, right now, I have a casting request from a chef who's looking for influencers to possibly cast for his reality show that we'll be shooting here in Nassau.
Okay.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So there's that. But he's
Like a
also going to
series?
be a reality show. Yeah, a
Okay.
reality show. But he's also going to be shooting in Florida.
Okay.
Okay, so this is one location. So there are opportunities like that. But there are also opportunities like the showcases that I take talent to, where people produce basically an event several times a year where they're looking for models and talents, and they bring a bunch of agents and scouts together, and then they bring the talent in. So I work with showcases currently that happen in Los Angeles as well as in Paris. And these are my partners, and they've been my partners for years. So there are opportunities. Like I said, sometimes the opportunities are a little unique.
Okay.
They may not be as straightforward. It may not be as simple as, oh, I fly into, wherever today to do a shoot. That can happen sometimes, but sometimes maybe it's a little bit different or a little bit more.
So how does this work, Sonny Brown? Is it like we've heard some celebrities say they were just having coffee in a cafe and someone walked up and say, "Oh, you're beautiful. I'm going to put you in movies." Does it work like that for you, or do people need to come to you and say, "This is what I want to do. Can you help me?"
Mind you, that can happen because
It does
I've seen
happen?
quite a few people on
The
the
discovery?
street who I go up to and I'm like, "Do you model?"
Oh, wow.
So it does happen because you're going to see people who have a look anywhere and everywhere. You could be in the grocery store shopping and you could see someone and you're like, "Oh my God, she's beautiful."
Yeah.
Or, he's handsome or whatever. So
they
that
take you
does
up on it?
happen every now and again.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes they're like, no, I never thought about it. And I'm like, well, if you ever think about it, and then I'll
Right.
give them like my contacts. I'll be like, please contact me. But every now and again, I get people have said that to me before. Maybe I'll check it out. And then
So
those
people actually don't pursue it.
Some people don't. It depends
Wow,
because not
interesting.
everybody is interested in
Right.
being a performer,
Yeah.
more or less, or being a model or a talent. Some people are like gung ho. They're looking and they're aggressively seeking and pursuing opportunities. But some people are just okay with knowing who they are and
Yeah.
just
Right.
being beautiful, and that's sufficient for them. And it's to each his own.
Hey. Right,
So
okay.
what's the mindset of the person who is, I guess, would determine successful in getting some of these roles, whether locally or internationally? Is it just the look? What else should that person possess?
Well, first of all, they should possess focus and discipline. That's really attractive because you could have someone who's naturally talented, be skilled, but someone who is like focused. Like I've found some kids, and I mean like little kids. I'm talking like 6 and 8, and they're like, "I'm going to be an actor," and they are serious, and their parents are really just supporting them. Their parents aren't making them do this or
Right.
trying to get them to do this. This
Right.
child has decided, this is what I want to do. So it's like when you find someone who has like that level of seriousness and focus, what it does is it makes you want to work with them because this is really what we do, what agents, managers, scouts, people like myself do. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. There's always the off chance that it's going to happen overnight and you're just going to connect with the right person. But a lot of times it's a journey. And to know that you're working with someone who you don't have to drag them kicking and screaming. This person wants this. They're hungry. They're looking for it. Whatever opportunities you give them, they're going to take. They're going to be focused. It really gives you a desire to be like, I want to push with this person. I want to push with this person. I want to work for this person because you know they're going to make it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just a matter of the when, not an if, because there's no if. When someone has that level of focus,
Right.
you know they're going to make it.
All right, so tell us more about that process. They come to you. This is my dream. What do I need to do to make you help me?
Okay. So primarily I scout talent through two means. One is a consultation, which is one-on-one, but my primary in US is actually an audition. So I've started an audition. It's called Cara Blink. It's a model and talent search. And what it does is it creates a platform, like the platforms that I take these models and talent to abroad. I'm trying to create that platform here because not everyone can afford to spend, a few $1,000s and go abroad and pay hotel and airfare and all of that. Not everyone can do that. So I really try to create something where we can more or less bring the people here,
Right.
bring the decision makers, bring the gatekeepers, bring those people to give them the real opportunities here versus them going to them. So that's my newest baby.
Yeah. So tell us more. So how does that work?
So Carib Link is actually this month. It's on August 22nd. So we're about 3 weeks out. And basically, there is a brief registration process. There is a vetting process, but the vetting process has already happened. I've already done 2 rounds of auditions.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So what I did is, you send out the flyers, you let people know what you're doing, and they basically register. And then they come in and they audition. So I've registered already registered and auditioned singers, songwriters, dancers, actors, and models.
So
And
they have
listen,
to perform for you?
They have
Yeah.
to perform. So not just for me, though, because I also use, I have a team of people who have an eye. So I actually have people like Dasquay as a part of my team. So he's been one of my judges. People like Kim Welcome. She, Kim
beautiful
Welcome,
voice.
influential voice. She is the voice. Delano Sweeting, who is a pageant coach. These are
Right.
people who work with models and talent all the time. So they have an eye and they can identify talent. I'm not the only one.
Right.
So I've had them, they come in at the first round, and basically that's more or less a qualifying round. So we pick the people who are the best, basically to go on to the next round.
Okay.
And if you're not well equipped, maybe we give you some tips and some tools, but maybe you don't go on.
Right.
So that's what happened. So not everybody made it through, but the people who made it through to the second round, they had the opportunity to actually be seen by local agents. So we had people, we had a few agencies. We had, my mind just went blank. It's where we had Casting Call Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely had Casting Call Bahamas. And then we had, my brain is, I think I had too many people, but give me a second, it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
But yes,
Okay.
we had a lot of local people represented, and more or less, I made sure that we had people who were representing not just actors, but also models, and also singers, and also dancers.
So you'd be put on a database in case anyone's looking for you'll be reached, or
Well,
how does that work?
more than that. So a lot of them were looking for people to actually sign
Oh.
because they are agency owners. So when I said we have a lot of local agents,
Okay.
some of them these are the agents who are out there
I feel like
getting
this
the
is
people.
a secret underworld that we don't know about. What did you know this, Angelique?
The orange economy knows everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so they're the ones who are actually doing the bookings. Oh, I got it. So it was like I had Jessica Francis. She's with Clio Talent Managers. Okay, so they represent primarily models, but they also work with actors and influencers. And I also had Poitier Entertainment, and they're an artist/band management company. Okay, so she also has an independent record label.
I think
So
I
she
know what
works
that is.
primarily with singers, songwriters, and producers.
Wow.
These people
and
here?
These are people.
Yeah,
Yeah, these
I
are
think
these
I know
are
what that is.
yes, these are people here. And like I said, we had Erlene Camille, Casting Call Bahamas. Primarily, she works with actors. You see what I mean? So between these people, they pretty much represent all of the people that I auditioned. A lot of them, maybe some of them don't necessarily want to go off and be placed, but they want to work locally.
Right.
They want to earn money from their field. Well, these are the people who are going to get them the castings for the Tyler Perry movies and for these photo shoots and all these other movies and stuff that are coming in. These are the people that they go to.
Okay.
And they cast the talent for them and they book the talent for them.
Yeah.
And there's a plethora of opportunity because like I myself, I've casted for Disney Shark Week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just a lot of,
Yeah.
I've casted for commercials for Atlantis. And I think for that, we casted like over 200 people in 2 days.
Okay.
Like, so sometimes it's really a great need.
Yeah.
There is a market.
Right.
Okay, so if I'm just starting out and I need an agent or a manager or a scout, do I have to put money into this? How much money is going to be required of me?
Okay. Everything costs money. And this is a business.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's a mindset we need to address because a lot of times people are talented and their mindset is, oh, somebody's going to walk up to me and discover me. That can happen. But most of the people who get discovered, most of the people who are prepared for it, most of the people who maximize the opportunity, they are prepared, which means that they've been doing some preparation.
Yeah.
They've been doing some training. So if you're interested in it, like if you want to be a dancer, join a dance school. You know, if you want to be an actor, we have people like Rowena Poitel. She has BAM, Bahamas Artist Movement. You know, do some acting coaching sessions. We now have a school. We now have, the government now has a whole school.
Yeah, Kappas.
Kappas, where you can go, and as far as I know, there's no cost in that. Now, there are, like, if you're going to go to a dance school, if you're going to go to acting coaching or whatever, there's going to be a cost. If you're trying to be a singer, getting a vocal coach, there's going to be a cost. But it's not just a cost for anything. It's an investment in your future. And it actually makes you more attractive to people like me. Because when you meet someone who says they want to do this and you ask them what they're doing, and they say they're doing nothing, and they haven't invested any money in themselves, the main thing it makes you think is, what is your level of seriousness? So it's like, you want me to invest in you, but you're not even willing to invest in you.
Yeah.
Why would I invest my money and my time in you and you're not even investing in yourself? So yes, it does come with a cost. And depending on who you go with, it may be more or less. But the bottom line is, the way I see it, if this is what you're doing for the rest of your life, if this is your career, when you want to become a doctor, don't you go to school for like 8 years? Like, I'm just saying.
Right.
Just make it make sense.
And if you do hit it big, we see it in the movies all the time. What does the agent get? 10%, 15%?
It varies. It varies. It really is based on the contract. So it depends. Some agents and managers, they do a little bit higher. In some cases, you can go as high as 20 or 25%. It really just depends on the level of, a lot of times, development. Because a lot of people, when you get someone who's new, they really need to be developed. So if someone is new, they're going to need, if they're an actor, they're going to need headshots, which means that they're going to need to do photo shoots. When people think about a photo shoot, they just think about taking pictures, but they don't think about hair, makeup, nails,
clothes,
wardrobe, styling. They don't think about any of the things that actually go into it. Location, depending on the location charges a fee. All of these things go into it, and so that's where the cost comes in. But like I say, if it's an investment in yourself,
and your company would handle that.
Yes, but a lot of the companies here, like a lot of the agencies, they provide, they do photo sessions and stuff because they know that people like me, we're gonna ask for a headshot, we're gonna ask for a comp card, you know, and for the love of me, even if you don't have any money to invest in yourself, the internet is free. Don't ask me what a comp card is. Be a professional model. You can go online and Google it.
So the people who they advance to the second level, right? So what's next for them?
So what's next is the final round. And this is the round where I have an international scout. So my featured international scout is Gene Culver for this event, and he is a music executive. So his specialty is pretty much sync licensing. And on top of that, he also produces an amazing reality show called The Road to NBA Halftime, and it's just what it sounds like.
Oh, wow.
So he is usually out there scouting for people to possibly perform at NBA and UFL halftime shows. So he also does scouting, but it's specifically for NBA halftime shows.
That's pretty cool.
And I think this year he actually did the UFL halftime show as well. So he's going to be here, and he's offering listening sessions. You know, a lot of singer-songwriters, music producers, they want to know if they could get that music placed in film or TV. Well, his workshop is going to speak to that. And he's actually offering one-on-one listening sessions where he can sit down with you for a small window of time and listen to your song and tell you the feasibility of placement and give you some tips through that process. So he is going to be our featured agent this year. I'm still working on a few others. I'm still working on a few others. But I think the thing that people don't think about is cost. So it's like, I'm investing in the talent here, but I also have to pay these agents. You know, because they're taking their time. And I want you to know, these agents are sought after. Some of them, he was really hard to get. A lot of people were vying for those dates, Like, I even had to change my date to get him. Okay, because that's how many people were vying for him.
And again, his name is Gene Culver.
This is Gene Culver. Yes.
Okay.
And he is a music executive.
What's the date for that again?
That is August 22nd. August 22nd, Crypto Isle, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's all day, pretty much, because we have workshops, but then we also have the auditions, and then we have callbacks. So these agents that I told you about, these local agents, they're going to be there, and they're going to be meeting with the people they call back. So they're going to find out whether, they're interested in adding them to their roster or their database for potential booking opportunities, or whether or not they're interested in signing them and offering a contract where they officially represent them and add them to their agency.
So speaking of contracts, knowing what should and should not be in the contract, how do you help people understand that? Like, wait, you just signed something the way that you shouldn't have. This is what you need to look at this fine print. What advice do you give folks?
Well, I actually did contract administration in school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was one of my specialties when I went to film school.
There you have
Where have you been, Sonia? Why are we just meeting you? Why are we just meeting you? Yeah, this is big stuff.
That's why this unit exists.
Some people have made big mistakes with their contracts.
That's actually where most people make their mistakes.
Even Taylor Swift, right?
That's what really gets them, the fine print. Most people don't read the fine print. That's why it's important to have, if not a lawyer, at least some legal counsel that you can trust.
Especially if that's a thick contract and you right?
If it's
you're not going to go through it.
But you're just seeing dollar signs.
But you actually should.
Right.
You actually should, because you could sign your life away.
Right.
And you can sign your life away and someone else reap all the rewards of your work.
Right.
So you really have to make sure that you read everything and protect yourself. It is a big deal, but that's where most people really, really make it or lose the most.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, unfortunately, they're not interested in the business. So that's where they hire someone like me, because I actually enjoy contracts. Yes, I've actually been creating them for models and talents for many, many years, because that was one of the things I did in school.
Yeah.
So when I learned, I was doing contracts for a live tour. And this was like a 36 city tour through the U.S. and Canada. And we had some of the top mainstream Christian artists. So I was doing contracts with people like Kirk Franklin and Israel and New Breed. And I mean, Lecrae. I mean, these are big, if you know anything, these are big artists.
Yeah.
But these are the contracts that I learned on. And let me tell you, some of those contracts were pretty thick. And you have to read every line, because whatever terms are in that contract, if you don't live up to them, there's going to be
consequences.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is very exciting stuff. All right, we got some calls coming in. We missed them, but call us back. Talking with Sonia Brown, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Sonia Brown's with Brown and Entertainment Group. Angelique McKay is with us as well from the Orange Economy Unit. And let's take this call and we'll get to these text messages. Okay, caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, morning, Dwight. You guess how you doing?
Doing well.
Right, hey, ask your guest, right? When they come out with Balls Ali Part 2, and I really, really, really want to be in Balls Ali Part 2.
Were you part of the first one?
No.
Sonia?
Part of the first one.
No, not.
Right? I guarantee you, I will not get on your nerves at least for 4 days if I be in Balls Ali Part 2.
Okay. Were you part of the first one?
I was not a part of the first one, but I believe I know the producer.
Yes, we know the producer.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
if he's doing one,
yeah.
we want us to get a word to him.
So he needs to follow him, first of all, so he can see when he's doing one.
There you go. Okay. Or it sounds like you should write a movie.
Write a script.
Sounds like it. All right. Some people are sending messages say they need some networking contacts as well. So I'll send these messages along to you.
Can anyone attend on August 22nd?
There
is it open
is
to
the general public?
Yeah.
Only if all our seats don't sell out first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you weren't a part of the previous, can you still?
You can still register.
Yeah,
they just need to go to my website or contact my WhatsApp number. Registration is still open until the seats fill up. So if all the seats don't sell out, then people can register at the door. But obviously, if all the seats sell out, there'll be no registration at the door.
And how much is it?
It is I think it's 175 for people who did not go through the full process.
Okay.
So the people who went through the full process, they got a discounted rate.
Okay.
And all of that, they've been doing photo shoots, radio coaching, vocal coaching, runway coaching, and everything has been discounted for them.
Okay.
So that's a tip to anyone who may want to participate next year because it's going to be an annual event.
Right.
Register early because early comes with benefits and discounts.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, you register late, you pay a little more.
Right.
Okay.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Good morning. This is a very timely discussion because you're talking about, I think, the creative space in the arts and crafts. Am I correct?
Yes, orange economy, entertainment,
Yes,
talent.
because I can remember a few years ago, in 2019, I had worked with a gentleman that was working on an IPTV system. It was around the time before only Netflix was out, Disney Plus wasn't out yet, and I can remember us trying to put the plan together to stream, because what we recognized was we was monetizing content, and we had a lot of Bahamians out there from then on the internet producing this content, but they weren't being paid for it. And so we recognized that owning the streaming platform would have been able to put us in a position to now monetize local content and to put them in a position to get it exposed outside of the Bahamas, not just the Bahamas. And so that was a very good experience because that had me in California, in Vegas. I went to a digital or a film and production festivity where I met with so many persons in the film industry, persons with cameras, set equipment.
So what happened to it? What did it not?
To be honest with you, Dwight, they was willing to fund we went to SBDC for funding, and so strange that every time I'm involved with something, they have an issue with me, and so the gentleman who was in charge at the time, Nicholas Higgs, he asked my client to remove my invoice because I provided
names
services.
there. Okay. You know, I mean, there are other platforms though. There are other, you know, you have to make a case to them, and they have to believe that it's a viable opportunity. But don't give up.
Yeah.
Right. Don't give up. There are other lending institutions out there. So hey, okay.
So Sonia, just bouncing off that caller, how do you encourage those who are getting the types of opportunities that they want, even though they may have an agent or go through this process that you're working on and they're not getting called? Like, how do you help with mind so that they can continue to be motivated?
Honestly, helping with the mindset is one of the biggest struggles I've observed here because a lot of people, they just don't believe in themselves. And a lot of times I actually discover people who I believe in, but it's like I believe in them more than they believe in them.
Wow.
And it causes me to end up losing interest because I can't fight
Give you
you.
that, right.
I can't make you believe in you.
Right.
You know, so I think a big part of it is you just really have to do the work. And I mean, I know it's hard work. A lot of people, they're born in an environment that isn't necessarily conducive to their creativity. And I get that. I get that. I'm from Beantown.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
But my mom, she really believed in the performance arts, and she really developed that and pushed that in me. And because of that, I just got like this hunger, and I just started to believe in myself. And a lot of times it's hard, and a lot of times I would get discouraged. But it's almost like you have to see beyond that. So it's almost like, you have all these incredible books and stories of people who just exceed every expectation in their environments. Like, if you can't see it for yourself, pick up a Tom Sawyer, a Huckleberry Finn or something, and read about someone who started from nothing, but in spite of everything, they made it.
Right.
Like, you have to find a way to encourage yourself.
Okay.
Honestly, that's the only way to do it, because if I believe in you more than you believe in you, eventually you're going to actually transfer that energy to me.
It's going to suck all of everything out
out
of you
me.
trying to get
and it's
them.
going to make you,
Correct.
it's going to
right.
supersede all that talent, and that'll make you unattractive because
Right.
I can't drag you to your dream kicking and screaming if you say this is your dream, isn't it worth fighting for?
Absolutely. Wow. All right, we've got a couple messages here before we run out of time. But this person says here, as a young man when I worked at Resorts International, I was approached by a lady that worked in accounts, and she asked me if I was interested in modeling. At the time, I was still in COB, and I was offended. So you're correct, Sonia, when you say not everyone is vain. Okay, I don't know if that's the way to put it. Or see themselves in that type of lifestyle as a model. As a man, I was not comfortable with such outward shows of myself. Interesting.
That is.
Okay, wow.
I told you it does happen.
Could have been a millionaire now. Maybe. They want you. This person wants you to name some vocal coaches.
Kim Welcome. Yeah, I talked about her
Right.
earlier. She's one. Marisha Walker. She's another.
Okay.
There are quite a few. I mean, I must say, I think that the best was the late Lee Callender.
Right.
And not just because he was my vocal coach, but because I know a lot of other people who he coached who were just phenomenal. But there are some out there. We have some good ones here.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so this person wants to know, I guess this is a child, anyway, but they want to know what should they do? Is there school, a college to send their children to, for scouts or agents or managers, and I guess to understand the legal contracts. But you deal with children as well.
Yeah, I work with kids. I work with kids. And
that sounds better than what I said. Yes. Sorry. You work with children.
I do.
Yes.
I work with kids of all ages. Normally, I start my Care Blink actually starts at 5.
Okay.
Is age 5 and up.
Okay.
But I have actually worked with babies because some people got some nerve of babies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're like, my baby's beautiful. I want to get them work.
Right.
But officially, Care Blink starts at 5. For that person, I would say send me a message on WhatsApp, 4640925.
Say it again really slow.
My WhatsApp number is 4640925. Depending on the direction that they're trying to push their child in, there are some schools I could recommend for performance arts. Like I said, Kappas is at the top of the list right now, especially for actors. But yeah, they can reach out and have a quick conversation with me.
And anybody who has questions can reach you in that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
My email. Or they can even check out my website because all of my contacts are also on my website.
Under Brown Entertainment Group?
It's Brown Ent, E-N-T, short for entertainment, group.com. That's the website. And the email is pretty much close, info@brownentgroup.com.
Okay. About what's going to be happening next month?
So, Cara Blink, Model and Talent Search. We're looking for models, singers, songwriters, dancers, and actors. Performance artists who are interested not only in local but also international opportunities. And this is something that we plan to do annually. I have interest from as far as Milan and Venice of agents who want to come down. So even sponsors, listen, we still need sponsors because if I tell you some of the interests that I have and some of the type of scholarships, I mean, I'm talking about $25,000 in scholarships that people are interested in offering, but I need to bring the agents here. So please contact me. We're doing it.
This is great, very exciting stuff. Sonia Brown, I can't believe I've not met you before now, but this is wonderful what you're doing. What you're doing. She says she listens to the show, though.
Yeah, everybody listens to this show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Brown Entertainment Group, you're doing great things. Keep it up. You've got to come back. Come back next year, before next year, but tell us about what you're going to be doing next year as well. So we look forward to talking with you again. Angelique McKay. You want to remind some folks about some things.
I want to remind everybody about the Paint and Mingle that's coming up this weekend.
Talk right into that mic, Angelique.
Friday, the 31st, at the Gallery and Wine Bar at Nassau Cruise Port. It's not too late. Dwight is going to post it on his the radio station social media page, so that persons that are interested could come and take part. He was our guest on the Orange Economy Unit segment last month.
Right.
And his event is coming up, and I'm definitely going to be there.
Okay. Wonderful stuff. And again, remind people how they can reach you at the Orange Economy Unit.
It just funny.
Is that funny?
The email address is orangeeconomyunit@bahamas.gov.bs, and the phone number is 397-9900 and 397-9916.
Okay, wonderful
Yeah.
stuff. It's been
Thank
great
you,
talking to you
ladies.
both this morning.
Yes.
Angelique McKay, Sonia Brown, great stuff.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
All right. We're going to take a quick break and then be back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
We are back with Morning Blend Business. We've got less than a minute to go. Dwight Strong with Duquesta Dean. Our guests are still here, Angelique McKay and Sonia Brown. So we got a question. This is important. Let's get this in. Someone's asking, how do you tell the difference between and human trafficking, which we just talked about yesterday, and World Day Against Human Trafficking, or Trafficking in Persons is coming up. Yeah, because people will come to you and say, you want to be a big star, and then you end up in a terrible situation.
That's an excellent question, actually, and something that a lot of people, especially people with minors, are concerned about. A lot of times, it's not as difficult as you think to do a little research, even online. So, case in point, me, people who don't know me or whatever, if you look me up online, you'll see years of this type of work across all type of different social media platforms. You would see me on IMDb. You could see movies I've done. You could see producers I've worked with. You could actually contact these people. My partners are mentioned a lot of times. You could contact. Is this really your partner? You see what I mean? So it's not as hard as people think, but that is important because human trafficking is a real issue, and the industry does have a dark side.
Yeah, very much.
Wow.
Okay.
Does she have time to tell us about her?
Really quickly, you got some good success stories.
Yeah.
There you go. 30 seconds.
So Tebby, Tebby would be the young lady who won Season 1, Episode 1 of NBC's Songland, and John Legend did her song. I discovered Tebby. Tebby was actually a youth at my church.
Wow. That's
so I know her parents. I know her whole family. And I took her to her first scouting event when she was, I think, 16 or 17 years old. And the interest that the people, she got the most callbacks. I think she got 8 or 10 callbacks. It was ridiculous. I mean, agents met with us early before they left to try to sign her. So she's always been phenomenal, but she's more than just a singer-songwriter. She's also an actor and model. She's a quadruple threat. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
She's also that on top of a singer-songwriter and musician.
Great stuff.
And then my most recent is Alana. Alana is a 14-year-old mixed Bahamian who I met at the Keys Conference. I got her signed in 3 months with an agency in Atlanta that also has offices in 3 other states in the U.S.
Amazing. So you're going to have to come back. We have a lot more to talk with you
we
about
do.
Sonny Brown with Brown Entertainment Group. Thank you again for
Brought to
being
you
here
by
this
the
morning.
Orange Economy
Brought to you-
Unit.
Angelique McKay and the Orange Economy Unit. Thank
Doing
you
great
again.
things.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Great show, great discussion. Thanks, Ig. Good luck. Keep up the great work.
Thank
that
you
you're
for
doing.
having us.
Duquesa Dean, always a pleasure.
Always.
Thank you so much.
See you next
I'll
week,
see you
God
next week
willing,
after the
yes.
holiday.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, enjoy your day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green. Sonny, do you want to be my manager? Do I need a manager? An agent?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, I bet.
Anyway,
I second that.
stay tuned. On the Clock is next.
Shop early to get your uniforms and get Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.